Lights may enjoy for a while in darkness, but when light breaks, truth never hides anymore. Never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth and compassion against injustice and lying and greed. If all people over the world would do this, it would change the earth. That was William Falconer. Don't bend, don't water it down, don't try to make it logical. Don't edit your own soul according to the fashion. Rather, follow your most intense observations mercilessly. Franz Kafka. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Mahatma Gandhi. Living with integrity means not settling for less than what you know you deserve in your relationships, asking for what you want and need from others, speaking your truth, even though it might create conflict or tension, behaving in ways that are in harmony with your personal values, making choices based on what you believe and on what others believe. Barbara D. Andrews. My name is E.K Benj. A couple of years ago, one of the African heads of state decided to take me back to school. He said I should go for further studies. And I asked my friend Gordon in South Africa, why should I go and what should I do? Gordon told me, you can go to this university. And then I asked him, what course can I do? Bachelor's of Journalism and Mass Communication. I realized that it is in such moments that media turns out to be the most powerful tool for the voiceless people, for the people who need justice. Because money can be louder than them, governments may be stronger than them, issues may be stronger than what you can imagine. And why did I do investigative journalism? Not just ordinary journalism, to get the facts, get to the point, dig out the truth behind the truth. Welcome to HICGI Radio, broadcasting from Namasua Hill and to the highway. We're gonna go live and we're gonna speak to a woman who's making incredible headlines around the world from Belgium. Ingrid Dilen is a Belgian citizen. She's a widow, was just lost her husband on 7th May 2020. And as one local journalist puts it, the justice delayed, and having spent a long spell on remand awaiting trial, or court decisions. Bernhard Bery Glaser, a German national accused of defilement, died in Luzula prison. This case has caused turmoil in Kalangala Island, where he's been based and was accused of ensnaring his alleged victims. Yet another alleged dark web of conspiracy comes out now. HICGI Radio is bringing you live Ingrid Dilen, the wife of the deceased Ben Glaser, Bery. Welcome to HICGI Radio.
Hello?
Hello, Madam Ingrid. It's a pleasure to hear from you.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you for taking your valuable time to accept my. For those ones who don't know you, Madam Ingrid,
I'm his wife for more than 30 years, and I fought a hard fight, and so did he. We wanted to prove his innocence, but we never got a fair chance, no? Because we're white, and it's a corrupt country. I'm sorry. It was all about money, and that's the sad thing. You try to do good, you try to do well. We helped so many girls, but we never had a chance to tell our story because they kept delaying and in court, and then the judge was not there, and then he was not there, and it was yeah. We could manage as long as he did not get his cancer back. Hey, he got cancer, the face cancer, already in 2018. So and we wanted to give this organization to a local organization to take over, because we wanted the girls to be helped, no? That was our main objective, not. So why would we, if we were the bad people they now claim, some people now claim us to be, why would we contact a local organization if we have something to hide? That doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't. Can you tell me what is that story that you needed the court to know or the world to understand?
Yeah, we in 2017 we were looking for organizations to take over our project, because he was already at an older age and not in a good health. He had diabetes and he had cancer before. So we wanted to have a local organization, an Ugandan organization, to be in control. So we got in contact with this woman, and she came to visit us in 2017. I was there at that time because it was January. I usually was there every year, and sometimes twice a year, because I still work in Belgium. But I was there 5 weeks, usually from January to February, because that's when the new school year starts, to arrange everything. So she came to visit, and then they were allowed to attend the 2018 HIV convention in Amsterdam. So then they visited me as well in Belgium, her organization, with some of the two of our girls who've been with us for years, which we have schooled, which we have educated through sponsors, international sponsors. One had a Norwegian sponsor and one had American sponsor. So they were here in my house, And we did all kind of presentations here, and I can send you the proofs and the videos and the newspaper articles, and it was all well and fine. But then, for some reason, I do not know, they started to not handle the funds and the fundraising that we organized for the project. They aimed way too high, and they were disappointed. And then when we asked for details on the fundraising, that the relation got a bit sour. And then when I was there in 2019, we agreed on having a meeting together with the lawyers and to see how the way forward and how to continue the project. And then they came to the house, and they took 11 girls with them. They did a house search, even without documents, because I asked the policewoman, what is it you're accusing me of? And there was no arrest towards me. They had no official documents. And I said, where is your documents for court or to allow you to do this? I said, in my country, you need to have at least a court order or a police arrest order or something to take these kids away or to do a house search. And she said, this is not your country. This was the police officer. And then she said, if your husband's not here, we will take you. I said, based on what? And she said, for statements. So they had me imprisoned without any charges officially, but for 2 days. And then I got released on bond, but I have a bond document, and we paid $5 million for my bond, but there's no receipt. It's all unofficial money. And then they used me as bait, so that Bery would come and report himself to the police station in what is it called, Nakalema or something. I don't remember. And then he was released on bond also, and then they didn't want to return my passport, and then I went to the Belgian embassy in Kampala. They were not helpful. And then the horror started, no? And then we find out who was behind it, because at first we did not know. And then we had all these other statements from all these other people, girls who were with us also, and they grew up as sisters in our place. But we never profiled us as a children's home. We just gave some of them temporarily shelter, but we have all these statements in our favor, but it never came to a fair court, no? That they were never heard. It was the media who jumped up on it, and this woman, she gave an interview to whatever it's called, Watchdog Uganda or something, in the beginning, and this journalist asked if you knew about this abuse, so-called abuse, which was never proven, why you wait 2 years? And because it doesn't make sense. If you analyze the situation, it doesn't make sense. Why would someone, if they are sure that we would abuse children, why would they wait 2 years to report us, no? From 2017 to 2019. And yeah, I do not. I have all these documents and printouts and things, but I think she replied like, because there was no alternative. She had no resources to look after the children behind. So how much sense does that make? If I would know about some abuse, I would not wait 2 years. I would try right then and there, go to the police. But no, she played the game, and she was praising Bery to heaven and appreciating. I have WhatsApp chats that I can forward you, no?
Okay.
Even with the project that we were gonna try to realize in 2018, 2019, to have on the island a children's home where these kids could go and have a future. Are you following me, or
yes,
is it confusing?
I'm following very well, perfectly. You can go ahead.
Maybe you can ask specific questions, because this I can keep talking to you like for a week now to tell the whole story.
Okay. Who do you think this woman is?
I'm sorry, but I really do not understand. The connection is good, but I do not understand what you say. So please.
I'm saying that who do you think this woman is?
Maybe let me try if it works better if I use my phone. Maybe then the connection will be better. Let me try, no?
Okay.
I'll try to call you back. Just a minute. I'll try to call you back through my phone. Maybe that's the problem because it's through my laptop, you know?
Okay, try using the phone. So what we're listening right now is Ingrid Dilen. Right, let's connect back. Yes, can you hear me now? Okay. How is the connection now?
It's a bit better because through the laptop it was like blurry. I do not know why. I have no idea. But this.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Sorry. It's now fine.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to know that who do you think this woman is?
I know who she is. She's Namusuko. She had an organization in Uganda.
Okay.
She has also, yeah, but now she changed recently, I think, to a new organization because, yeah, she. I do not know.
So the lady in question is Namusuko Asia. All right, let's continue.
I was impressed, and also Bery was impressed with her, and we thought we found. Her name is Asiya Namasuko Majamba, founder of People in Need. I do not know. She likes to be in the media, no matter what. Because also when they were here, she yeah, how you call this? This is I think she's afterwards. No? She's narcissistic. She likes to be, yeah, in the attention of the media, no matter what. And she convinced some of our girls that we raised or we took care of for years. She convinced them to turn against us, thinking that because of this she can have a compensation money-wise. It's all about money, and that's so painful because we spent all our savings over the years in this project.
You're still live to HICGI Radio, broadcasting from Nanosube here on Tebe Highway. We're with Ingrid Dilen, just lost her husband, Bery Glaser, a German citizen who's been here in custody on remand and Luzila maximum of prison, where he's been facing all but 9 counts, including defilement and others, because the prosecutors believe his reason to be that they're just trying to ascertain that there is a woman actually in our arena behind this. Just get back up to you, and she decides to, she decides to take these cases to the police. You are still telling me.
Yes.
Yeah. So what did she want? What did she want with forming these allegations against Bery?
At first, I do not know, and still now, and even for Bery, it was a surprise because we never expected this coming, no? And I do not know what she was after, and attention or money, yeah, eventually money, but she knew the situation. She knew that we wanted to, because this is not a business organization we had. It was a charity thing, no? Volunteer and with sponsors and with things, no?
I understand.
Yeah.
So, what kind of evidence was she? You say she tried to use the girls to feed them wrong information, act as victims, and all that.
Yeah, even still now, because they took 11 girls away at the time they took me in February, and they took them to an organization. I think it's Willow International for safety. After a month, 3 of these girls from the 11 girls they took ran away there. They were the older ones. They were able to run away because they were forced to make false accusations. The 8 remaining still there still want to get out of there. They don't want to be there because in the beginning she still started. They were still influencing these girls to make false statements towards Bery and the organization, and they refused. These kids refused. And they most of them have no relatives who can claim them back, and they're still stuck. And one of them is really in a mental bad situation. That now they somehow got also word that Bery died, and it's so horrible. Even and these kids are treated. I don't know the organization, and I don't have contact with these girls, but they might have. But some of them don't have families to claim them back, so they're stuck. But I got also information that she's no longer allowed to visit them either. But she's now putting up a new website claiming that she's taking care of these girls and needs money for that. She's doing the same thing that she did with us. Try to fundraise and put the money in the pocket, because that's what happened. We fundraise, we try to fundraise for a new project, and then when we start asking accounting and an overview, the relations started to be sour, because we got money here from Belgium, from the company I work for, and they cheated already when they were here, and then we had a girl with a baby who needed a heart surgery in India, and Bery arranged that. And we had the money from the fundraising here, and they wanted to do a goat project. And then I got really upset. I said, goats over people? I like a goat project if you have a healthy organization, but if it takes priorities. So that's why we started to have our differences, that I think a baby boy who needs heart surgery and the money for a flight for his mom should be used to the flight, and not to buy goats, to have goats on an island where the girls are in school, in boarding. Who's going to take care of the goats? So they and even at this point, and I have so many nice mails and meetings with them. Even now, I even think that the girls she uses to for her previous organization, they all claim to be HIV positive, and even the girls who were in our care now claim to be HIV positive, and it's not true. So it's a scam, it's a fraud, I do not know. But I can prove what I say, but and but it doesn't really matter because they wanted Bery to be. And I don't know what they say because they claim slavery and trafficking. I have no idea what they mean by that. And we never had a chance to hear the details in court what they mean by trafficking and slavery. Yes, the girls in the house needed to help washing and cooking and cleaning. But that's in a normal family the same, no?
I see.
You can talk. I can give you phone numbers of the girls who are still there now, but they're all above 18. And we still pay the rent, and we still try to help them, feeding-wise, schooling-wise. Okay, the schools are closed now, but it's not that. But Bery never got a fair chance, and because the media, in the beginning, this watchdog Uganda, and this no white savers, and whatever, and they. It's an ugly story, and ugly stories sell, no? That's why media was so interested, but not in the truth, but only in the dirt and the filth, which is not true. They claim when the police came, at the house, the first thing they asked me is, where is the camera? I said, what camera? And apparently they stated that in our bedroom, Bery's room and mine, that we had a camera video to make videos about the abuse. We had a ventilator, a fan on the ceiling once, and we removed it from the ceiling to the wall, and there was a hole, but there was never a camera. But then the police went up to the roof to look for the recording material, which was not there. It's a silly story, but they claim to have a video where you can clearly see that Bery is abusing girls. Well, my thing is, show the video. If you have this video, why did you never use it in court, no? If you have such strong evidence, and I want to see the video because I cannot imagine even. It's just things they tell the media that there is a video. Did anyone see the video so far? Did the court, the lawyers? Nobody saw the video. And if there is a video, okay, at these times you can do a lot with I don't know, editing. I'm not good in it. It's not my age thing. I'm 58. So, but let them show the video. If they had such strong evidence, why they did not use it months ago? It would have saved my husband's life. Not he might have been, but he's not in a video. It cannot be, and nobody saw the video, but they keep using this in every. I don't know. I'm so tired of fighting and defending. I don't need to defend myself. I did nothing wrong. Bery did nothing wrong. 100 girls can tell you this, but we don't get a chance because they keep delaying the court cases because they wanted him to die in prison.
Okay.
And even now they try to make money out of that because now they are announcing that the poor girls, these accusers, these liars, will never get justice. Now, my husband will never get justice in this way either, no? And I want to clear his name, and I'm not going to sue, and I'm not going to fight ugly back because it has cost a lot of money, but for me it's not a money issue. I want his name to be clear. I'm not going to sue anyone for money or for what. I'm through fighting. It's a country you cannot fight. It's too corrupt. So much bubble money we paid without results, and people claiming they have connections in the State House and they can get Bery out in a week. This was in September, no? And you think, okay, I'll try because you never know. It might be true, but it's all scam. It's all wasted money.
There were also allegations that Bery kept changing some lawyers that some could cross over to the other side of opponents. Is it true that you kept on using different lawyers because some of them were sell-up?
Is it true that What about the lawyers? I did not hear. What allegations?
That you had a couple of lawyers simply because some of them turned out to sell off to the other side. Is that true?
We tried. I had different lawyers involved because we wanted to try to involve a female lawyer because it's about delicate issues and in court to talk about sexual things. We wanted to involve, but I tried, but I do not know. The lawyers, I do not know. I think in some ways they were too slow. They were not aggressive enough, or they were. I do not know. I cannot prove, and I cannot say this. I had no choice to trust the lawyers that I had, and we involved two others in June, July, but they didn't do anything. They also only wanted money, and I have something. I don't want free lawyers or free charities. I want to pay my bills, but if I go to the garage to fix my car and my car is fixed, I pay my bill. But if the lawyers, every time a court case was coming, there was no judge, there was no translator, then Bery was not brought in time, then the judge we think the first judge was bought by them, not by our lawyers, but by DPP, even the hospital director, and whenever medical reports, they put a knife to my chin and say, you pay 2 million, otherwise we say he has no cancer. So prison people, officers, prison, I do not know. So what do? You pay, no? Because they threaten you if you don't pay. We falsify the reports, and then never the medical reports were in time in court. And the people, even when he died, somebody tried to claim money for the morgue, which was not demanded at all. Yeah, they wanted 1 million, and then we say it's a lot, and then they say, okay, give us 700. So immediately they start the bargain. 2 days later, you hear there's no charge at all, only for the medication they gave the corpse not to rot so fast. No? And that's so frustrating that you don't know, and I could not. I had to depend on the lawyers I have, and I think Lester tried the best he could, but he was also, I do not know if he was approached by them. I do not know. I cannot say this.
Were you staying with Bery at the time for all the 2 years that these people said that he was abusing girls? Were you around?
Was I around? What did you say? The connection.
Yes, I'm saying that were you around with Bery at the time when these people said that for those 2 years he was abusing girls? Were you with Bery?
I was there when I was arrested, and I was there in the previous case because it happened before. In 2013, they did the same thing, no? But I was there many times, and if I would have at any minute think any of this would be true, I would stop my relation with Bery immediately. And the girls, some of the girls really love me, and our door was open. They could go, they could talk to anybody if there was any complaints. It's not that it was a private house. We took them in, and we took care of them, and when I visited, and any of the girls could have, even when I was not there, could have indicated to me from I'm not feeling well, or your husband is not nice to me, or whatever, and you can talk to them, call them. Look at the statements we have, because the only statements they use is the accusing ones, no? It's so frustrating that And you keep fighting and you keep fighting, and it's also so painful that I could not be there for the burial because I cannot travel to Uganda. They're gonna try to do the same thing again because now Bery is gone. Now the milking cow is gone. Now they need another milking cow. No? You don't. I never made the total, and I'm not gonna do it now. But maybe one day, how much money we have spent. Try to save him. Try to give him justice. Correct and incorrect money, but
the 30 million which was needed for Bery's bail. Who were you the one who provided it?
I was busy with it. Yeah, the trial was on the 6th, no? In the morning, and then around noon you get that. They wanted 50 million, and they wanted him not to go to Belgium. They wanted a Belgian doctor to go there. It's not possible with Corona, no? With COVID. They wanted, he was not allowed to go to the islands, but they wanted a Belgian doctor to come to Uganda, which is, there's no flights, and a Belgian doctor, so it's so not realistic what they wanted, no? So then they disposed until the afternoon, and then they lowered from 50 million to 30 million, which is still about 8,000 euros, okay. And 150 million for the sureties, non-cash, and still not allowed to go to the islands, but him to travel to Belgium and be back on the 16th, 2 months, 6th of July. I think, and many people think, that even in court already he died because he doesn't look alive. When you see the video, when you see the pictures, he doesn't look alive. It was on TV. He was already half dead. So how can they expect a half dead man to be back in 2 months to go to Belgium when there's no flights, not to be allowed to go to the islands, not to be allowed to, and to pay 30 million. They just wanted. I was risky, and then it's not so easy to have 8,000 euros transferred fast to Uganda. No? Western Union is limited to 5,000 euros a day. I had backup plan, and we were collecting the money, and I was gonna pay because of course it's my husband. I'm not gonna have him die in Uganda in a prison. But it's afternoon now. No? It's Wednesday. Did they actually believe that in court there was somebody with 8,000 euros in his pocket to say, okay, here's the money? Be realistic, please. Who to trust? Who do I send 30 million to in Uganda?
It was impossible.
In a day, in an hour. It's the bank. I even talked with the bank because be realistic. This is not realistic. But if I was in progress of getting the money there, no? And then the next morning you hear he died. Nice, very nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm very angry, yeah? and I'm very sad. I'm very angry. I don't sleep much. I don't eat. I'm not ready to fight back, and I'm not gonna fight hard because the only thing I will fight for is justice, that his name is clear, because this man is a good man. I would not have stayed for years and years and years with him. I would not have supported this project in Uganda if I would think the things. I cannot even imagine. The man was sick. He was with cancer in 2007 when he started the project. When I hear these stories that he's abusing and sexually abusing these young girls. In his health condition, I'm sorry, I have reports. My lawyer has medical reports since 2007. But this is private. Now, why should I share my private medical things and his private? I have respect. I want the man to be treated even now with dignity. I don't have to share. But if people would think logically. He's going to be 72 next week, his birthday. Diabetic. cancer patient. And then being accused of being the stud of the stallion. My God, people, why they cannot add 1 and 1 is 2? I do not understand. And the video, okay, I want to see the video but these times there is no video. But if there's a video, yeah, you can edit and cut and paste and I do not know. I'm really sorry, but.
So,
it's
CNN talked to the girls and interviewed them. Did CNN ever speak to you also?
Did who speak to me?
CNN. In its publication, it says interview the girls, but did they speak to you as well? The American cable news network.
No.
So they didn't interview you.
They tried, but I stopped them because they ask stupid questions. They're accusing me that I threatened a girl because there's an MTN number registered in my name. Yeah, there's an MTN number registered in my name for Maureen and for Oliver, for 2 of the girls. Because they didn't have an ID. They come from an island. They don't have ID. So I registered 2 MTN numbers in my name. But these girls were so upset 5 months ago. I do not know when. And they called their so-called sister from I do not know what they said because. But CNN is only focusing on this registered MTN number in my name. That doesn't even matter to me. I never threatened or accused anyone. I never put filth on media or accused. Did you see any of the things they write? They put on social media, the no white savers, this watchdog Uganda. They can do whatever, and then they blame me that somebody. Because how can I call from an empty? I was in Belgium. How can I make threatening phone calls from an MTN number? It doesn't work. You call from a Belgian number, or that's because I was back in Belgium on the 2nd of March, after another 3 million to get my passport back. People in I do not know. They don't think through. They just my God. No, I think maybe we should talk more tomorrow or so because I'm getting too upset about all this stupidity of some people. The CNN, I don't care about CNN. Actually, I don't care about even here to the journalists. I don't care what you write because I cannot. It's a sick story and an abuse story, and that's what sells the ugly things. The nice things and the good things nobody cares about. And I want his name cleared, and I'm gonna fight for that. But the other things I will live with. I lived with it for 15 months, and he's so strong. If you see, did you ever see the wound from the latest report from the prison? Half of his face was gone. Half of his face was gone. I can send you the.
Oh yeah, you can send me.
Where they say, please do something, the president say, please do something, to the principal judge, please do something, because we don't want him to die here, because it will be an embarrassment to our country and our nation. He's half his weight. He could not eat, he could not talk, he lost his eye, he lost half of his mouth, he could not even sign his production warrant document anymore.
Okay, so you think we can continue with this conversation tomorrow? I can give you some time to rest?
Yeah, yes. Do you have any specific question at this point? But I'm getting too upset, and then in an hour or so I'm getting very emotional because I have my moments. I'm under medication as well from my physician because it's 15 months, no? You don't know the horror. 15 months I'm fighting this, no?
Oh. Wow. Do you appreciate anywhere the efforts taken by the German embassy trying to um, put to task the government here to speed up the process of trial. Do you have anything?
Yeah, in the end, but in the beginning, they also, I think, were influenced by the media. But it's their yeah, how do you call it? So it's their duty, no? And in the beginning they were slow, but then I tried to force them when he was in UCI in the Cancer Institute. I keep begging them, please go and visit, please go and visit. So finally in December they did, and then they saw how bad he was to help, because the accusers were always, and the judge were always denying that he was sick, that this was just an excuse to get bail, to get to Belgium and never come back. He would always come back, even that was his aim. He was not running away. He would not run, but he was sick, and they were denying this, and they kept denying. And even journalists from Holland, they kept denying, because and everybody kept denying that he was sick, and I saw the wound from a small hole in his face. I saw the wound getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I have daily reports that I wrote down, and the denying and his frustration and his care. And then in January, 2 doctors there told him that he has 3 to 6 months to live, and he said, please Ingrid, I want to come to Belgium to have a second opinion. And then I wanted him to come to Belgium, and I knew he was not going to live till the end of 2020. It was not realistic. If you see these pictures, if you see this face, I cannot imagine who can be as strong as him. But he was fighting. He was holding on. He was fighting this pain and the morphine and the medication and the bleedings, and he had radiation for 4 days, and he was fighting this because he wanted to prove his innocence. But then this corona came, and then he did not have any visitors anymore. He was back in prison, no visits. Christ, the guy who helped me, and I'm so thankful for, to bring food every day to the prison gate. But do I know if he ever got it? Because everybody in prison was suffering at that time. No more visitors, and no more food, and no more. So I do not know. I have some voice messages where he's desperate and but I cannot share this, because then I bring some of the prison people in danger, because they were not allowed to do that. But I have them, but I cannot publish that, and I will not do this, because I appreciate these people to try to be human a little bit and try to connect. But I did not hear him since Easter, and he must have felt abandoned also, because he did not know about Corona and the restrictions. He was under morphine. He just wondered why nobody visited him anymore, and why nobody. So he felt abandoned. But this is the Corona situation, and I cannot blame anybody for that. But can you imagine how you feel when you think even your family, your wife, is not interested anymore?
I know.
This is also double hard for me in a way. Okay, let's continue on another time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's continue tomorrow.
Okay, maybe, yeah, I'll try.
Okay, Madame Ingrid Dilen. We're still speaking to Ingrid Dilen, and she's broken down. She can't speak. It's understandable. We're gonna resume this tomorrow. This is HICGI News Agency. E.K Benj speaking to Ingrid Dilen, the widow of Bernhard Glaser, Bery, the German citizen of Belgium national who died a week ago in Luzira prison in Uganda, and was battering cases of 29 charges of including defilement, molestation, and all those things. Let's get back to this tomorrow.